Sometimes things change. So I get a lot of questions from my students, especially my Skype and Zoom students, about the area that I work in, my workspace, my office here. So I thought today I'd talk you through my workspace and show you what it looks like from my angle. Incidentally, if you do want to book any Skype or Zoom lessons or online lessons, then just check out the link in the description box below. This is quite a small space, so I've had to be very economical with the space and how I use it. So let's start with this desk. So when I moved into the house, my dad came round and he actually made me this desk so it fit perfectly in this corner. So this is just in the corner of my room. I'm looking straight at my camera, which is in the corner, and then underneath the camera is my computer monitor, then a Midi keyboard for me to make music with, and then it's just a regular desk. On the desk, on both sides of the desk, I have my studio monitors, my speakers. So I've had these for a long time. They're nothing fancy, but I like them. You know, I've had them a long time. They do the job really well. Then I have my lights. So I have a key light which lights up my face. I have a fill light which just fills in any shadows, and then I have a new addition which is a hair light which just separates me from the background a bit. And speaking of the background, I also have these two also really cheap lights that I use now, quite new to the room as well, which light up the background and again just gives definition between me and the background. Just out of shot, I have a microphone that I use for my voice. Ideally I would like this to be a shotgun microphone. It's in the position that a shotgun microphone would be in, but I'm actually just using a box standard RØDE NT1A condenser microphone. This mic is the type of mic that should really be a close microphone. It should be here pretty much, but it's about a foot away from me, and it's been used like a shotgun mic, and to be honest, it doesn't get bad results. So I will hopefully be changing this at some point, but it don't get bad results really, to be honest. So that's my microphone, and that goes straight into my audio interface, which I've got down here. And the audio interface is where I plug my guitars and my microphones in, and this goes straight into Pro Tools because I'm a Pro Tools user. And yeah, when I do the videos and do online lessons, I am plugging the guitar straight into the interface, and then that goes into Pro Tools, and I use some amp simulators that I've got in there as well. Right behind me I have my practice amp. This is a Vox AC4 valve amp. It's just a 4-watt little valve amp that works great for home use. And then I've got guitars wall mounted around me. So I've got an Araya Les Paul that I've had for a very long time. It was one of the first proper guitars I got. It's nothing fancy. I don't really use it much anymore, but I sometimes record with it. I also have my Tanglewood acoustic guitar, which I use for anything I need acoustic for, and I also teach door-to-door with that, just obviously not at the moment, everything's been done online. Then I have my Strat right behind me. Now my Strat is actually my main guitar. I've had it for a very long time, it's my favourite guitar, but you probably won't hear me use it very much because it really needs some TLC, it needs a setup, and to be honest, I think it might need a refret as well, so I don't use it too much these days because it just needs a bit of care and attention really. And then I have my Ibanez AS73 hollow, semi-hollow. I really wanted a semi-hollow guitar because I'm really into guitarists like Larry Carlton, and I really wanted a semi-hollow sound. I did a lot of research and I ended up choosing the AS73 because I liked it. It's not an expensive guitar, but it does the job. I do really like this room, and it's a nice setup for what I use it for, but sometimes things need to change. Welcome to my new office. So we needed to use the room that my office was in for other things, as there's going to be some changes in our household coming soon. So this means we've had to rearrange the house quite a lot. It's been a lot of hard work, but it's finally just about finished now. There may be some changes that happen along the way, but I am really happy with it in here. This office is turning out really well. There's a lot more space in here, so I'm not as cramped up while I'm working, and this space seems to be a lot more organised and makes it a lot easier for me to work in. I've been doing my Skype and Zoom lessons in here for a few days now, and it seems to be working really well. So I'm just going to give you a quick walkthrough of the office. There will be links to any equipment that I do mention down below. Just like in my old office, my dad came round and he sorted me out with a desk. He's made me a desk that fits the space perfectly. He's done a fantastic job. This desk is a lot bigger and it's in an L shape, so it's a lot easier for me to use while I'm working. So on the desk from left to right, so first of all I've got the camera set up on the left side of the desk, so it's just out of the way, but it's set up so it doesn't really have to move. Next to that I have my computer monitor, and that's got my my monitor speakers to the left and right of that set up so it's in the best place it can be for me to hear everything really well. Then next to the monitor I've got my Midi keyboard, so I can use that for making music. Underneath the desk I have my printer first, and then I've got my guitar pedal board set up. Now I haven't had my pedal board set up for a while. I might make a video going through my pedal board at some point, but that is just underneath my desk, which makes everything really easy for me to use. Then I've got my interface and my computer tower on the other side underneath the desk as well. To the right of the desk I have a bookshelf which is full of my guitar resources, DVDs, books, that kind of thing. And then next to that on the back wall here I've got another shelving unit which has got loads of guitar books and grade books, that kind of thing. Really useful to have to hand whilst I'm doing online lessons. On top of that I've got my my Vox amp. I've actually mic'd up the amp now as well, and it's plugged in all the time, so I might be using the amp a bit more in lessons as well and in these videos, so I'll look forward to using the amp a bit more as well in videos. Next to that I've also got my guitar rack, so I've changed to using a guitar rack now instead of having them wall mounted, and it just makes it a bit easier for space. And I think that's pretty much everything that is in the room. I haven't gone into too much detail about everything, I just want to give a brief overview and a quick walkthrough of everything that's in the room. I'm really looking forward to starting to make some videos in here. Thanks very much for your patience with me missing a few upload days recently. If there is anything you'd like to ask, then just leave me a comment down below. Check out these videos that are on the screen now. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.